Okay, welcome back. As you can see, using my 36190 silver in Revel Aqua colour, I've started painting the main body silver onto the Raider. Basically what I'm doing is I'm starting round the neck piece, both sides, because I don't want to do this when the headpiece is on, because having to try to paint those sections from underneath with my brush, trying to get underneath here, is going to be a right pain in the arse. So I figured I'd paint them before I glue the headpiece down. As you can see, I've painted all underneath, because up to about there where my foil is, he's actually going to be quite visible from the underneath, especially when it's hanging from the ceiling. So I've done all underneath there, around the edges as well, and a bit around this area of the neck here. So, because like I said, some of this will be visible. You can see the three different contrasts there, because I was testing my 36191 steel, my gunmetal army painter, and the 36190. Yeah, that actually won. So the top round the neck has been done, just roughly gone round. Now comes the belly. Again, when this piece goes on, like on the top, some of this is going to be visible. The bits around there where the thruster's going, and on the back wall there as well, back edges, those are going to be visible. You've got these areas here as well, they're going to be visible because of them back walls. And where the gun channels are, when the gun goes in, the two guns, that's still going to be quite visible as well. So I'm doing the preemptive strike to get all this done, say he's having to do it later, because it's going to be very, very awkward. But I'm definitely getting ready for the last bit of construction, then paint. Stay with me. Right, construction is all complete. As you can see, the head is on now, all glued into place. Not too bad at all actually with the headpiece. Took an immense amount of pressure though, because when I glued the bottom piece on first after I painted the thrusters and the thruster caps. I glued that on first, as I said, and then I put the headpiece on. Now around the front here, you got those two edges there, and round under the chin, as it were. I had to really put in a really amount of pressure to get those into place, because there was a bit of a gap, especially with there and round there. So I did that. I've only just took the clamps off, and it's worked out really, really well. Not bad at all. But before I put the bottom piece on, I clipped the guns into place. I didn't need to glue them because they was pretty stiff when they went into the mounting hole. And not too bad at all with the bottom, so I am glad I preemptive painted the silver onto it. Also the FTL caps on as well, glued that on about 5 minutes ago. You can see underneath there it's glued in really, really well on the headpiece. I had a clamp there, scissor clamp there. I had a scissor clamp in the middle and the actual scissor clamp there as well, and it provided the right amount of pressure to get that on. The only thing that concerned me though is that gap there and the gap on the other side as well. You can see when I was test fitting the pieces, you could see right through. And I asked about, because I know Coraline had built this, and Alan from Brick Modeler, and they said they didn't do any filling at all around the back, and I was a bit concerned with those gaps there. But now it's all closed up and I can't see all the way through, I think I'm going to leave those. I was going to get some sheet white plastic and fill those in, but I don't think I'll bother. So they don't look too bad actually, not bad at all. But now the construction's all done, I can definitely start painting now. Stay with me. Right, as you can see, with the Revel 36190 silver aqua colour, I've painted on by hand the first coat of the silver. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, especially there. You can see some of the brush strokes, But like I said, I'm going to go over with a second coat to eliminate all that. I've left those sections in the primer grey, and the vents as well on the back. On this side I think I might have accidentally painted that down, but it doesn't matter. So that's all ready for detailing. You can see I've done the head section as well, and on his mouth section there you could say I've painted that in gunmetal because I wanted to have it a more aggressive look. Moving on to the bottom, those vents I've left because I'm going to do them in a different colour, and the landing gear doors I should say. I've accidentally painted those vents, but like I said, I'm probably going to do it in the same colour as I do them. And the port and starboard thrusters, those I've left in primer grey as well. But even though it's only the first coat, it's definitely looking good. Stay with me. Hi guys, and welcome back. I can happily say that the Raider's all finished. The painting's been done, the detailing's been done, and she's been sealed. And I can really say that I'm really happy on how it's turned out. So here's the final reveal. Right, there it is, guys. Right, when I left you, I'd just finished painting the first coat on. I put the second coat on, this time with my Citadel base brush, because it covered more space and I didn't have as many brush strokes as I did with my Umbral brush, if I can find it, with the Umbral brush, as you can see. Anyway, so once I'd put the silver down, I then started on the detailing. I first masked these sections off here, and on that side as well, masked those off with some masking tape, and then I painted that in the dark grey. But what it was my dark grey was a bit too thick because I've had it for a while, so then what I did is that vent in there, I used the blue grey because it was a lot more thinner and a lot more newer. I did the gunmetal on a couple of the panels and that venting at the back, so a couple of panels there. I've also done the thrusters in the gunmetal, as you can see, and picked out them two panels there. I also did in the gunmetal the venting and that little bit at the back there. Also put a bit of gunmetal on there as well. Then again, the second coat of underneath with the silver, and I picked out the venting there with the gunmetal, that panel there with the gunmetal, and the underneath of that section on the tips. Again using the greyish blue, picked out the vents. I did steel for the landing gear doors, as you can see, and that was pretty much it. I'll start from the bottom anyway. What I basically did was I just put my black wash, my game colour wash from Vallejo, and just went a good couple of times over, and then with my I kept one of those cheap brushes, I went all over, and then using my other cheap brush, just took off the excess, and with my white paper rag, and just like did that about 3 or 4 times, and then I started on the top. Basically what I did on the top, the first thing I did was using my Agrax Earthshade Citadel wash, put some wash to simulate the venting plasma, as you call it, on each side. It gives it like that burned effect. And then once that had dried, and then before I with the wash, I then did the Cylon emblems, as you can see, using the Tamiya X-28 green. I was actually quite surprised it went down first time, because when I used it on my rally car, it took a couple of coats for the spoiler, and then just went round with the silver. Also, when I was doing the detailing, went round with the silver to tidy it up as well. I forgot to mention that. And then once that dried, then I went over with the wash to give it more of a weathered effect. And I'm quite happy on how it's turned out, not too bad. You can also see that the wash has gone down some of those panel lines, all the way down. You can see it's gone into the panel lines, brought them out really well. Going back to the underneath, it's brought the panel lines out as well. And you can see using my turntable now, which cost me £5, which is basically a Cape turntable that my wife bought me. I can actually turn the Raider now, so turning it round slightly, you can also see that I've done the red eye. Basically, I went red both sides, then a little dash of silver, and then a little dash of white. Just going to the box, I tried to recreate that dot. It's not 100% perfect, but it'll do. It's not too bad. Let me just turn to the side. You can see there, it's gone down really well, not too bad at all. And then using the micro crystal clear, and then pushed it into place, and then just a bit of black wash on the outside to give it a more weathered look. But turning it round, you can see there's a nice shine on it as well, because I use clear to seal it. I've never really used clear before on this scale. I've only used it on little bits. It's got a nice sheen to it, not too bad at all. But that's it, the Raider's all done. As usual, I'm going to put some stills on the end of this video so you can get a better look at it, especially at the eye. Hopefully I haven't bored you too much, and I'll see you very, very soon with my next build. Thank you very much for watching.